to another episode of AKRME Fitness, your favorite fitness channel. This episode features myself, Kat and Emmit, and we are doing single arm seated rows. We did 3 sets of 20 reps per arm of this exercise. This exercise is going to be for your back. In this world that we live in, there's a lot of different ways to relieve stress, but if you look at it, a lot of these ways that you use to relieve stress have negative side effects. One thing that doesn't have a negative side effect is exercise. So that's one of the reasons that you should use exercise as a stress reliever, as opposed to, say overeating or drug abuse or any of these other things that you might use to try to relieve your stress. Also, if you utilize exercise as a stress relief, then that gives you a positive reason to want to exercise. A lot of people have trouble finding motivation for working out. That'll make it a lot easier to justify working out, because you know that it's not just for you to look good, it's not just for you to feel to get healthy, but it's also a great way to help you feel good and help deal with whatever stresses of life that you have to deal with. Not only is remaining calm when things are getting tough real strength, it's also a testament to your character. And I say this because anybody can do well when things are going well. The only time that you're truly tested, your real character and grit is going to be tested, is when things are going bad. That's what separates really strong individuals from everybody else, the way that they handle things when things are not going in their favor. Even a baby knows how to behave when things are going right. So, being able to handle things when everything is going right is not really a testament to your strength or your resilience. So, if you really are trying to be a strong individual, make sure that you keep your head during the hard times. A lot of people think of pain as a negative thing, but pain can actually be a powerful influence for positivity if you use it correctly and if you view it in the right way. First and foremost, you should know that pain can be a catalyst for growth. Pain oftentimes signals the fact that you are growing. So if you look at it that way, then you can have a positive view of it and use it as a motivator. Also, when you're in pain, a lot of times you can be motivated if you feel that pain and you try to figure out what it is you have to do to eliminate that pain. That's how pain can be a motivating factor, because as you feel the pain, you know that you don't want to feel it anymore. So that means you have to make some type of change in order to not feel the pain that you're feeling. That's why pain can be a motivating factor for you. It's easy to talk about your goals. Any and everybody can talk about them, but it really takes a person of character to get up and do something every day that is going to propel them towards those goals that they talk about. That's where you gain your respect, and that's where you gain your self-respect, when you know that you're an individual that does take action, as opposed to just someone who talks about what they're going to do. So with that being the case, do your best to be an individual who is actively seeking out that which they talk about, instead of just running their mouth and not putting forth any action to get better. Our timing and God's timing is not the same. God's plans are always bigger and better and greater than our plans. His plans are so great that oftentimes we can't even see the beauty of them while we're in the midst of them. We don't know that God's plan is unfolding right before our eyes a lot of times, because we can go through hardships and struggles and trials and tribulations. But even through all of that, God can still have a plan for us. That's why it's important really to have faith in the plan that God has, faith in the fact that God can work despite the fact that it looks like you're going through the worst catastrophe in your life. Because like he said, God's timing is different than ours, and God's planning is much different than ours, and done on a much greater and grander scale. and scheme than anything that we could even hope or attempt to do. So just because things don't seem to be going your way in the time period that you would like, don't get discouraged, because the time frame that we use and the time frame that God uses are totally different. So things could be unfolding in your behalf right now, and it just doesn't seem like it, but you just have to have that faith. You can always improve at whatever it is that you're doing. That's what this statement means. The journey of progress never ends. If you're trying to get better, you can always get better at whatever it is that you're doing. And that's one of the things that is really highlighted by when you're working out. And one of the concepts that is important to grasp, because the first question a lot of people always ask me is, how long is it going to take for me to do this, or how long is it going to take for me to do that? Well, you don't know how long it's going to take, but the thing about it is, that's why they call working out a lifestyle change, because in order to maintain whatever it is that you gain, you're going to have to do you're going to have to constantly exercise in order to maintain the level of fitness that you got to. So in that aspect, you're able to see that progress is a never-ending journey. If you really want to stay as fit as you get yourself, then you shouldn't be worried about how long it's going to take. You should just focus on doing what it takes to get there, and constantly make progress, and view it as a never-ending journey, because if you really want to be the best version of yourself, it is a never-ending journey. Well, this thing says it's hard for you to apply those quotes to your life, but it's only hard if you don't practice it on a consistent basis. So the more frequently that you read the quotes, and that you meditate on the quotes, and that you strive to actually apply the quotes, the easier it gets. And the more often that you do so, the more that you will start to realize that these quotes, once you apply them, they actually are valid. They actually it's real. It's not just something that you are talking about. It actually has value in your life, can create greater value in your life when you not only memorize but apply these quotes to your life. It's a sad fact that most humans have a more negative mind frame than they really should have, and with this negative mind frame, we usually will put more emphasis on the things that we're afraid of than on the possibilities that lie ahead of us. So this really puts us in a disadvantageous position, because what you think about is what you attract. What you think about is what you become. So if you're putting more energy into your fears, then you really are attracting your fears. You're making your fears more likely to occur by thinking about them. Whereas you have to think, what would happen if you, instead of thinking about your fears, you thought about the possibilities to achieve greatness and achieve your dreams that stand in front of you. So likewise, if you constantly focus on where it is you want to go and where it is you are trying to go with the effort that you're putting forth, then those things are more likely to occur. You're more likely to get to where it is that you're trying to get, because you're thinking about getting there. You're as opposed to putting energy into your fears, you're putting energy into your dreams, therefore making them more likely to occur. Every day is a war against that guy or that girl at the gym. No, that's not what it says. It says every day is a war against that person on the other team. No, it doesn't say that either. It says every day is a war against yourself. Reason being is because that's the true measure of whether you're getting better at whatever it is that you're getting better at. How much more you have improved than the day before. One reason that it's important that you compete against yourself as opposed to other people is, what about if you have the potential to do better than this other individual, but just based upon the fact that you are gauging yourself against this individual, once you have gotten to a point that you're better than them, now you may feel like, okay, well, it's time for me to stop improving. Well, that's really cheating yourself, because if that's where you're measuring yourself by, and that's where you stop at, there may be many levels that you could have gone beyond that level that you reached just to one up that person that you're trying to one up. So don't set limitations on yourself based upon what the next individual is doing. Your excellence should just be measured against your own abilities. Realistically speaking, your problems aren't going to go away when you go to the gym, but figuratively speaking, it may feel like they go away, because it relieves stress. When you go to the gym, it's an outlet for all the stress or the negative energy that you have. You can direct that energy towards something positive and be, help you be productive towards something in your life, as opposed to holding on to that negative energy. And when you relieve that stress, a lot of times it allows you to think more clearly. And while you're thinking clearly, it puts you in a process where you are able to deal with those problems that you have a lot better. That's the process for me anyway, because as the stress is relieved, I think more clearly, and these problems that seem humongous are not so big anymore, and I can reason through them a lot better with that stress lifted off of me. As always, I want to thank you for watching another episode of AKR ME Fitness, where we create a climate conducive for our clients to gain confidence and change the world one workout at a time. With that being said, myself, Kat and Emmit are out of here, but we'll be back soon with more back exercises for you. See you guys then.